All right, gonna do this one more time just for the sake of repetition. I'm gonna do it maybe a little bit quicker, but we're gonna do the same recipe: 450 grams of flour, 320 grams of water, 100 grams of starter, 10 grams of salt. So I'm gonna zero the scale out. I'm just using bread flour, 12.7% gluten content. This is just from my local supermarket. Bread flour does make a big difference. All-purpose flour just doesn't have enough gluten. So let's get 450 grams of flour in there. 435, 446, 454. We'll just take a little bit out. 450.8. Close enough. All right. Now, zero this out. 10 grams of salt. Do not forget the salt. It really, really tastes bad. I cannot. You'll do it once. Everyone does. And you'll be like, why is it so terrible? It's no salt. 10 grams of salt. All right. We'll just mix that up. I think it does make a difference mixing this when it's dry. Not only to incorporate the salt, but I think it breaks up all the little clumps of flour, and I think it helps everything incorporate a lot better. So I've done it both ways. This seems just to work better. All right, let's put this on here. Zero it out. Going to get another 100 grams of starter, which should be almost all of this because we should only have about 10 or 20 grams left to replenish our starter that we're kind of keeping every day. So make sure we have that left over. 100 grams out of here. 82. 95.9. 97. Right, this on the spoon, and then we'll use this to make our starter for the day. Alrighty. Like we did before, zero this out. We're gonna put 100 grams of water. .4. Perfection is the undoing of good. 99.4 is going to be close enough. Mix it all up. I just find that by mixing it like this, make sure that the yeast gets incorporated into all of the flour really well. Not going to completely mix. There's still going to be some kind of pieces in there, but you can get it mixed pretty well. And kind of those stringy strands that you see is the gluten that formed just as everything was sitting and fermenting overnight. Alrighty, so let's pour that in there. Now we'll make sure we get it all. Go. And now the remaining 220 grams, zero the scale. $2.21. All right, all the ingredients are in there. Don't need the scale. And just mix it up, and we're gonna let it sit. Same as before. I'm going to let it sit for about an hour, and that's going to help to develop the gluten, and it'll start to develop some strength. Technically, this is an auto lease. When we put flour and water together and cause it to start to strengthen like that, that's called an auto lease. Because we have the starter in there, it's also going to be starting fermenting. So our timer starts from the time we put it in. So we started this process about 5 o'clock in the morning. So everything's going to calculate from there on what we're doing with the bread over the course of the next few hours. So this is really a fermento lease. It's the auto lease and the fermentation, together. You can do them separate. It just takes more time. I find that this works out real well. This is going to take about 6 hours today total, but it's not going to take 6 hours of time just playing with it. It's going to take 6 hours total time, and we're going to be touching this dough a handful of times today for about 3 to 4 minutes at a time, maybe even less, maybe a minute at a time. So just mix this up well, make sure there's no lumps, and we are making bread. No dry spots. And you can see it's kind of like a shaggy mess. It's not really a nice dough by any stretch of the imagination. It is very sticky. Leave it sit.